Welcome back to Corner Stories. Please enjoy this video and don't forget to give it a like and subscribe. And now let's get on to story 1. So I had 3 guy friends. They're not my only friends, but we were pretty close. And I've had sex with all of them, including some group sex. This stopped some years ago. In fact, 2 of them are in long-term relationships with 2 of my best friends. And they are aware of our history now. My BF and I have been together for about a year, and it's been the best relationship I've had. The thing is, my BF is a bit insecure because I'm his first. He's also aware of my history with my friends. I've assured him that this is in the past and I have no sexual attraction to them at all now, and that he's all I need. I actually asked my friends to never talk about this ever. However, the other night, we were all hanging out, and I headed out with a friend to get some stuff. When we get back, my BF's mood is much different. He plays it off, but I can tell something was bothering him. When we get back to my place, I press the issue, and he says my guy friends kept making Eskimo brother jokes, and how he got the leftovers, and told them about how good he must be if he can satisfy me the same way all of them couldn't. I was furious, and confronted my friends. They kept saying they were trying to man up my BF since I told them he felt insecure about them. My BF kept trying to save face, saying things that the past is the past, but I can tell he's feeling down. I decided to cut off my friends because not only they disrespected my BF, but also me by calling me leftovers. My 2 best friends keep saying that it's not a big deal and that me and my BF are overreacting. Also, how can I make this up to my BF? I tried to show him how much I want him by initiating sex, but he hasn't been in the mood. Comments: I mean, your friends consider you leftovers. That's pretty much all you need to know about how valuable your friendship is to them. Comment: those aren't your best friends. You don't talk shit about your BFFs like that. Good riddance. Also, as an advice for future, do not speak about your relationship with other people, especially if it's something embarrassing for your partner. I don't care if they are your best friend or just some acquaintances. Talking personal stuff with others that your partner barely knows is disrespectful. Everything should be kept between you 2 and discussed in private. Comment: if your other 2 friends continue to make you feel in the wrong, I'd cut ties with them, too. You are wrong for telling any of them your boyfriend was insecure about your past. You broke his trust and it's going to take more than initiating sex to gain that back. Update: 2 days later. Hello everyone, it's been a long couple days, and my BF has finally opened up. He said he's glad I cut off my friends, and that he wasn't gonna ask me to do it, but if I hadn't he would have left. He said he doesn't want to break up over this, as it wasn't something wrong I did. He gets that most people have a past and that I didn't even know him back then. He said it just became too real when my ex-friends opened their mouth. He's also mad at me because I told them his insecurities, something that I know was a horrible mistake. I apologized profusely and promised it was never gonna happen again. He also says he feels inadequate and inferior. He said, how the hell am I supposed to compare? I'm just one guy. I assured him that he's way better than them. And that he's all I want from now on. We kept talking for a while. Eventually, we hugged it out. He says he doesn't feel ready to have sex again, and asked me to respect that. Which I agreed to. He also says he doesn't want to hang out with any other former partner. He says he won't freak out of anything if we run into one at like a party or something, but he won't hang out with them. Which is more than fair after what happened. One of my best friends reached out, and apologized for what she said. She thought my former friends just mentioned our history and my BF got all insecure, but didn't realize just how horrible they were. She said she broke up with him already. I haven't heard from the other friend. As for me, I feel absolutely disgusting knowing I let those guys touch me. And I know I messed up when I told them about my BF's insecurity. Still, that doesn't excuse just how horrible some of your comments were. I take full responsibility for disclosing my BF's insecurities, but most of you just wanted to shame me for having sex in the first place. I didn't hurt anyone just for having group sex. But I did mess up by calling the wrong people my friends. To those of you who were more understanding, but still rightfully called me out for my carelessness with my BF's feelings, thank you. Comments: in what world would it ever be a good idea to tell your past sexual partners all about your current partner's deepest sexual insecurities? What was your line of thinking on that in the first place? Comment: to impress them, which shows she would have more than likely cheated if she cares that much for their validation. Update: 2 weeks later. It's been a few weeks since the whole incident happened. While a lot of you were horrible in the comments, I appreciate the few of you who were more supportive. My BF and I seem to be back on track now. He's back to his old self, and has been very loving and sweet. I've been as affectionate as possible, without being sexual. I've been making him meals, got him a couple of gifts, and complimented him. We had a deep talk about boundaries, and we talked out what happened. He forgave me for talking about his insecurities to my friends. And I promised him that I won't ever do anything like that again. We also talked about his insecurities. By the way, he's fully aware of my previous posts, and say it's fine because no one knows who we are. Well, after I assured him he's the best I've had, which is true, and that I don't want anyone else but him, well. He got his confidence back, and he wasn't shy to show me. So things are good now with us. I've learned my mistake. As for my former friends, I've blocked them on everything, and I have no desire to ever see them again. I think this is gonna be my last update, and while I don't expect my relationship to never have problems again, I think we've moved on from this now. Comments: you're fortunate to have a forgiving boyfriend when it comes to something like blurting out his insecurities. You know he would be just as right to walk away after a betrayal like that. Comment: we also talked about his insecurities. He is not insecure, it's a very normal reaction. It's not like he heard you had 3 boyfriends before him and he doesn't like it, that's insecurity. You told about his issues to 3 men you used to fuck and who tag-teamed you. Seriously, WTF were you thinking? Then they used the stuff he told you in private to torture him. Story 2. Hi, guys. Long story short, my boyfriend and I are in a long-distance relationship LDR right now due to his work, and we've planned for months that he was going to come visit me for my birthday this weekend. We're only 3 hours away from each other. We have been together 8 months. We see each other at least 2 weekends a month, and I just saw him last weekend. He all of a sudden was being wishy-washy on coming up to celebrate my birthday with me and wouldn't commit to coming. This is the one day I feel he should want to spend with me. I spent his birthday with him a couple months ago and I never would have heard the end of it had I not done so. I got upset and left his house early. I texted him to tell him I made it home safe on Monday and he responded, and that was it. I didn't hear from him all day yesterday, so I called once and texted once and got no response. I haven't heard from him today, either. He usually calls 3 to 4 times a day and texts quite a bit. This, however, is about the 3rd time he's given me the silent treatment. I'm over the emotional immaturity and childishness, especially for his big age, so I'm going to break up with him. He also tries to be controlling and has said that it's a red flag to him that I have a lot of friends, and got upset that I got off the phone with him one day because a friend was calling me. We had already talked on the phone 5 times that day. So, yeah. This is just a little bit of what I have been dealing with. Do you think texting would be okay in this instance? I can pretty much guarantee he won't answer my phone call and I'm done chasing. Thank you. Relevant comments: if he won't answer your call, it doesn't seem like you have much of a choice, lest you want to do carrier pigeon. Or you could go old school and send him a fax. Comment: you don't want him showing up for your birthday if he hasn't responded in days, so quick text: this isn't working, don't bother coming on my birthday, I won't be here. Make other plans. You should not have to deal with such childish behavior. Response from OPO: trust me, he's not going to show up here. I think a big reason is that he just doesn't want to make the drive. I'm expected to come to him, but he can't do the same for me. He actually said that this past weekend of me visiting him was for my birthday. I was like, what? I already made other plans. Update: what are your thoughts of breaking up via text message? My 30F boyfriend, 42M, has been giving me the silent treatment for over 2 days now, and I know he won't pick up the phone if I call. January 5, 2024. I'm back. I still hadn't heard from him as of Thursday afternoon, so I went ahead and composed a breakup text and sent it to him yesterday. I basically told him that I would have preferred to not do this over text message, but he's given me no choice. I said that I'm tired of him giving me the silent treatment, I'm fed up with having to drive to him more than him to me, and that the final straw was how he was going to ditch me on my birthday. I think I mentioned in a comment on my original post that he was still actively talking like he was coming to visit me last week, and within 2 hours of me getting to his place last Saturday, he ordered me a meal from Uber Eats and said that was my birthday meal. Not sure what changed in those few days, but it doesn't matter. I told him that I wasn't interested in a one-sided relationship where we can't communicate like adults, and to not bother reaching out to me again. He uses his phone for work, and I made sure to text him during work hours because he has his phone glued to him then. I waited an hour to see if he would respond and he didn't, so I went ahead and blocked him. I was sad for a little bit, but what I mostly feel is a sense of relief. I feel like that picture of Nicole Kidman right after she divorced Tom Cruise. I'm a free elf. What's funny is that he was always telling me that the two most important parts of a relationship to him were communication and trust. There was one weekend in particular where he told me he was traveling to Green Bay for work and he wouldn't be able to hang out. I confirmed the dates with him a few times just to be sure. He called me a few days before his supposed Green Bay trip and asked me what day I was coming down to see him that weekend. I told him that he told me was going to be in Green Bay, so I made other plans. He hung up the phone on me. That was the start of him accusing me of having too many friends and that my friends were a priority over him. I called him back an hour later and he told me that if I hadn't called him back, he was never going to talk to me again. Apparently the trip got cancelled and I was supposed to be able to read minds as he never mentioned that tiny little detail to me. His mom also thinks he drinks too much beer and she had been getting on him about it recently. He got mad at her one day and told me he wasn't going to talk to her for a week. I am not the only person he does this stuff to. This is just how he is. He also came to visit me one weekend and I didn't have the beer or coffee he liked. I got on DoorDash and ordered them for him as soon as he told me. I apologized for not having them. I just got back from a vacation in NYC and was tired, but the problem was solved within a half hour. He left on a Monday morning and waited until Monday evening to call me crying, yes, he was actually crying, about how I didn't have those things waiting for him before he got there and how I didn't care about him. Yikes. I can't believe I dealt with that for so long. Regardless, I got gifts and a cake from my coworkers and I'm spending this weekend with my friends and family. I appreciate all of the comments and advice from you guys. Have a great weekend. Small update from OOP in comments of update post, January 9, 2024 hahaha. He sent me a message request on Facebook today. I saw I had a notification from someone I'm not friends with and it was from him. He said he hoped I had a great birthday and that he just needed a break from everything. I deleted the message and then promptly blocked him. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to connect with each other in the comments below. Until next time, be kind, be curious, and I'll catch you in the next video. Corner Stories signing off.